bring it to the train. Long way down.
What's going on, guys? Gawdlikematt, and we're back. After a long time from the first game, this was a long time coming. The Evil Within 2, it's happening. Finally, the video guide is being started at this very moment. You are about to start a new game. Progressing the game will cause your autosave data to be rewritten. I don't give a fuck. At least I don't think I give a fuck. I might have had an autosave sitting there that I intended to use, but doesn't matter now. A special mode for old school survival horror fans. There are no autosaves, the number of saves is limited, and neither weapons nor skills can be upgraded. Classic mode. This is classic mode. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, I am totally prepared. Completely, fully, and completely. That's what's happening right now. Now I'm going to be skipping the cutscenes for time's sake, and you know, because I've already seen them, and that's not really why you guys are watching this playthrough. At least it shouldn't be. If you are watching this playthrough for the story, I highly recommend reconsidering that decision right now. Oh God, my house! My house! My house. Currently engulfed in flames. My house. Currently bathed into my... What rhymes with flames? Fuck it. Oh well. Alright. I'm coming in there, Lily. I'm coming in! Yeah, fuck that window.
Lily, I'm here.
Lily! Lily, I'm here! The Evil Within 2, finally. It's been a long time coming. You guys remember when I used to talk about the possibility of this game during the first game? I do. I remember it quite well, actually. And, so my intent here is to sort of replicate my first Akumu run in the first game as best I can here. So, now the thing about Classic Mode, it's very different from Akumu Mode in several ways. For one, in Akumu Mode, you could save as many times as you want, it didn't matter. You didn't have limited saves, and there were checkpoints. So, you didn't really have to worry too much about dying. Where the fuck am I going? But dying was still a great nuisance in the sense that you would die in one hit to literally anything in the game. Leroy's just in his house 1 second and then he wakes up the fuck up. What? What? What the fuck? Oh, pretty lady! Nice, pretty lady. But, so, yeah, Evil Within 2, but yeah, Classic Mode is very different, like I said. In the first game, Akumu Mode, you would die in one hit to anything, and like I said, you had your checkpoints, your saves, you could, you know, it was fine. Like, it was still a great challenge. In my opinion, it was one of the hardest gaming achievements that I've ever accomplished. Now, you always got those assholes who come onto your content and come and tell you like how to play the game and that you suck shit and that you suck dick and that you're not good enough and that the mode's easy. Like, oh, Akuma mode's easy, you fucking suck! You gotta love those people, right? As a content creator. You gotta love those people. But, I'm not God, I'm not Jesus, okay? It was difficult. It was hard as fuck, actually. Made me rage on several occasions. But this mode is very different, and this mode, you know, it's... We're gonna find out if it's harder or not. Because there are things you got to think about that make Classic Mode seem much easier than Akumu Mode, but at the same time, there are also things about Classic Mode that make it seem much harder than Akumu Mode. And so, there's a fine line in the comparison, but we're going to really, truly find out which one is harder. I'm sure I'm gonna rage, especially if I die and I haven't saved in a long fucking time, and then I'm gonna spend all this fucking time getting back to where I was. I can just imagine it right now. The rage and fury is already building in me, and I haven't even died yet. But like I said, we're gonna find the fuck out. We're gonna find out tonight, live Monday. It's not Monday. Yeah. So this should be fun. Now, when I said that I'm going to try and replicate my Akumu playthrough as much as possible, what I meant by that is that when I recorded Akumu mode, I also got every collectible in the game in that playthrough. So it was also not only an Akumu guide, but also a collectible guide, a completed collectible guide. I want to do the same thing in this game. It's going to be a little more difficult because I've only done one playthrough of this game so far, and I'm already jumping straight into Classic Mode. And, yeah, so I'm not too familiar with the game as of yet. I mean, I beat it, so I'm pretty generally familiar with it. You can't switch your outfits in Classic. No. I have to beat it first. Damn it. I would have loved to have played Classic Mode in a different outfit. But, yeah, so what was I talking about? This always happens. I always get fucking sidetracked. This is the first collectible. Ah, that's what I was talking about, collectible. Thank you, photographic slide. But, yes, this is the first collectible in the game. It's pretty hard to miss. But, what makes going for the collectibles in this run kind of difficult is that, and, like, if you're plain, you know, fact of the matter is, plain and simple, if you choose to go for all the collectibles in Classic Mode, you're making the playthrough harder on yourself, because not just, you know, getting up and trying to find all the, you know, collectibles in itself, like just exploring and thus putting yourself at further risk just by exploring. Not just that, making it difficult, but also there are a few collectibles in the game that send you into, to save terminals can be used to progress, save at any time, lol, save House Sebastian's room. So we definitely don't want to save yet, because we only have 7 in total throughout the entire game. So we want to save as little as possible. I think I have a pretty general good idea of when I should save, at least for my first save anyway. But, yeah, as I was saying, a few of the collectibles in the game, all the collectibles are optional, but there's a few in the game that whisk you away into this sort of, I want to call it a boss fight, because there's a boss-like character that chases you around, but you can't kill her, and the goal isn't to kill her. It's always to run away from her. So, but going for the collectibles in turn just adds difficulty, because if you chose to not pick up those collectibles, you could just avoid her completely. So she's completely optional. You don't have to ever run into her if you don't want to. And I am choosing to make this playthrough more difficult on myself simply for the convenience of you guys and as well as myself. Although I really should get all the collectibles on a different difficulty to make it easier on myself. But honestly, it'll take more time. I'll have to do an extra playthrough. And fuck it, I don't feel like it. So I'm going to maximize my efforts here. Because I always have a thing with me. My first playthrough in any game I get, it's always for fun. First playthrough, I don't worry about anything. No trophies, no... Unless the trophies are easy to get, then I'll just get them. But if there's like extremely time-consuming trophies that would otherwise stress me out, then I'll only ever go for them on, like, the second playthrough. Plus, because the first playthrough is just about enjoying the game for the first time playing it and experiencing it. That's all I give a shit about, especially in a game like this. Because when you're looking for, like, to get all the collectibles, I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone in this fact, but when you're going for all the collectibles, everyone uses a guide. Everyone uses a guide. Nobody fucking, I mean, only the hardcore people do this, but most people don't actually go and look for all the fucking collectibles on their own and try to find them all without any help. Like, the only people who do that are the ones who make the guides. This is the next collectible, by the way. But I always use a guide. Like, fuck that. I am not, like, scouring the level. Because I used to do that. I remember doing that when I was a kid. Because back when I was a kid, trophies didn't exist. There were no such thing as achievements. So, in order to do those things, you just had to do them. Like, and it was a matter of, like, pride and, you know, self-challenge. To get the personal satisfaction of knowing you found everything. That's how I was as a kid. I would, like, pour hours and hours and hours of my days just doing these remedial, trivial things. Nowadays, I don't got time for that shit. Like, I would love to still have the satisfaction and pride from achieving such an accomplishment. But I can't. I just can't. I don't have time for that shit anymore. I just don't. And I'm sure a lot of people can agree. So, yeah, I use a guide. I look up where everything is. Oh, well. I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to boast and whip my dick out and say, hey, I found everything, bitches. I'm better than you. No. I do that in other ways. But, yeah, so, like, but anyways, the whole point of me talking about the collectibles is that I don't know where they all are, so I have to use a guide. I almost got all of them in my first playthrough. I was only missing one residual memory that I just happened to miss somewhere along the line. I don't even remember that part. Holy shit. I forgot about it, rather. I remember it now that I'm seeing it, but I totally forgot that even happens. Because you could just completely not click on that door and that won't even happen. But, yeah, I only missed one residual memory. I think I missed 1 or 2 files. Can't remember. And I missed a shitload of keys. Keys were what I missed the most of. I only got, like, I think just over half of them, or maybe exactly half of them. Because I remember I got the trophy for opening half the lockers, right towards the end of the game. Or not towards the end of the game, but rather, like, I remember I didn't find any more keys after I got that trophy. So, I must have just, you know, opened half of them. Exactly. Whoa! I love how as he's taking the knife out, he takes the picture, like, yeah, I'm a badass. I'm a badass geek. Yes. Yes. I've played the game before. I've played. Now, what's also really cool is I've been playing a bit of New Game Plus. And that being said, I was pretty much just playing New Game Plus to pick up some trophies that I didn't get along the line before, like completely upgrading Sebastian, stuff you can only get on New Game Plus. Because you can't upgrade in this mode. That's another thing about this mode. You can't upgrade at all. There's no upgrades. They don't allow it. But, yeah, so...
I gotta find a way out of here.
But when I was playing New Game Plus, I was honing my skills. Practicing for this endeavor. But, honestly... I mean, it's probably not going to help that much because I was practicing on survival difficulty, which is very different from this mode. But, I guess we'll see. There's a bunch of parts that I'm not looking forward to that seem like they're going to stress the shit out of me. But the goal here, really, I mean, there's going to be a lot that stresses me out. Like, for example, those optional boss fights that I was talking about earlier that I absolutely don't have to do at all, but I'm just choosing to do for the sake of doing it. That's going to suck. But aside from that, there's going to be a ton of other things that stress the shit out of me in this playthrough. Right now, my current stress is getting to my first save. Because if I die, I have to start the entire game over again from the beginning. I imagine I'm going to die in this playthrough at some point. Or, what? The only thing I can hope for, like, I know I'm going to die, 100%, hands down. I know I'm going to die in this playthrough. Possibly multiple times. What the best I could try to do to best, you know, compensate for that is only, like, just making very strategic and well-placed saves. Like I said, I have a general consensus of where I should be saving. Right now, what I want to try and aim for is getting past Chapter 3 and then making a save. If I can do that, I will be golden. I will be quite golden, because this actually isn't a collectible. I don't know why I clicked on it. I'm actually just wasting time here. But if I could just make it past Chapter 3 with my first save, that'll be really good, because Chapter 3 is possibly the longest and biggest chapter in the game. And the thing about most games like this is that they're hardest at the beginning. Just checking my time here. But yeah, most games like this are the most difficult at the beginning when you have nothing. So it's going to be... The beginning of the game is going to be the most difficult, specifically Chapter 3, because like I said, it's the biggest chapter. It's going to be tough, but we're going to try. We're going to try and hang tough. Now, this game's difficulty, like Classic Mode, I'm pretty sure the only difference between Classic Mode and Nightmare Mode is the limited saves and checkpoints, and no upgrades. I'm pretty sure this is still Nightmare difficulty, just with those added, you know, you know, with those added stresses. I couldn't think of a better word to use than that, but yeah, but I'm pretty sure for Nightmare Mode, with no upgrades to your health, which is what I'm sitting at right now, I'm pretty sure that you, wait a minute, did I miss a collectible? I just gotta check real quick. There's one in the house. I got the photo of the second victim, right? How do you look at your collectibles? Can I look at my collectibles? I can't even pause it. Like, I can pause it, but I can't open my, like, little menu. Shit! I can't remember if I got... I'm pretty sure I did get it. I'm pretty sure I haven't missed anything. Okay. Just making sure. We're just making sure. But I'm pretty sure on Nightmare difficulty, I die in about 2 hits, generally speaking. So, it's just a little bit easier than Akumu mode, which is not saying much. This should be fun. Now, what's nice about this chick is even when you're out of stamina, you could still outrun her. She actually has a lot of trouble hitting you, which is really good. Because I noticed this in the boss fight with her, because there's often you're running away and you run out of stamina, because she's very relentless. Like, she doesn't ever stop or let up. She just keeps chasing you. So that being said, I know that when you're out of stamina, she still has trouble hitting you. Like, very often she'll whiff even when you're out of stamina. So, you know, try not to get too stressed out when you're fighting this bitch. You fight her multiple times throughout the game. Right now, you're not really fighting her. You're just running away from her. But, Jesus Christ, if I fucked this up, that'd be quite a milestone in terms of suckage.
Damn it.
The suckage is real. It's true. Now watch as this rat gets decimated. Gone. Lights out. Pretty sure she hits you here? Oh, no, wait, no. Now, it is possible to take damage there. If you don't walk backward, or possibly only if you walk forward. I don't know if you have to walk forward to get hit, but when I was doing my New Game Plus of this, I actually managed to get hit by her there, so I found that interesting. But we're almost done with Chapter 1, I believe.
Oh, I don't hear it.
Or are we already done with Chapter 1? Are we already on Chapter 2? I don't fucking know. I don't know when Chapter 1 ends and Chapter 2 begins. Honestly, Chapter 1 and 2 feel like the same chapter, to be completely honest with you. Chapter 3 is when shit really kicks off. Oh, God. No! Whew. I love how he gives you the knife. Like, here, eat shit, you piece of shit. Like, there's a fucking knife in my shoulder. Thanks for my only weapon, bro. Fuck you. Yeah, let me go, bitch. I love how she's freaking out because I knifed her in the face, but she's got like 6 faces, so... She's a bit of a pussy. You know, oh, I knifed you in one of your 8 fucking faces. Oh, I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I didn't know that would inconvenience you that much. But, anyways, guys. We're almost there. We're almost fucking there. In Chapter 2, that is, I think. Or Chapter 3. We're almost at Chapter 3, that's for sure. Now, there's another stress that's been weighing on my mind in this difficulty. And that is, I'm not quite sure what would be better to do. I almost feel like avoiding as much fighting as I possibly can is detrimental to this playthrough. But at the same time, I need materials and items to... This is the next collectible, by the way. To make absolutely fucking sure that I can beat this playthrough. Like, I need lots of materials for, like, warden cross bolts and gunpowder, being able to make ammo when I need it. Because without upgrades, this shit is going to get real. Like, shit is going to kick off and hit the fan. So, the only real way to counteract the fact that you can't upgrade at all is by having as much fucking ammo as possible. And to do that, what you would want to do is explore as much as you possibly fucking can and gather as many items as you can, which is also in itself a risk, because the more you explore, the more you're going to run into hostilities and thus have your life threatened, because there's enemies fucking everywhere. As Mass Effect would expertly point out. Sebastian, whoa! Hey, the last chance pack. That'll help. It won't. It won't. Well, it'll help a bit. I won't lie, it'll help a little bit. Thanks, game. Yeah. Alright, so now we can open the inventory. I'm not going to use the burst gun. I hate burst guns in any game they're in. Fuck them. Fuck burst weapons. Hate them. Mostly on handguns. I only really hate them on the handgun. I hate when the game has a burst fucking handgun, because it goes through handgun ammo way too quickly. The whole point, it's so counterintuitive. I love how the whole point of using a handgun in these kinds of games is to conserve your better ammo, like shotgun shells or sniper rifle bullets or machine gun bullets. That's what the handgun's for the rabble, for the shit. To, you know, to kill the shitty enemies. I don't know, there was no reason to break that window. I just did it so that you guys could look at that fool in all his prideless glory. But, yeah, that's the whole point of the handgun, right? To conserve your better ammo. But you're also, in turn, by using the burst gun, going through ammo way faster than you should be.
You've heard me.
So it's counterproductive, which sucks. Skip this shit. Oh fuck. I'm being thrown straight into the fucking fight. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I actually have an idea. I'm gonna run upstairs. For fuck's sakes. Yep. Died to the first enemy in the game. Let's go. Evil Within. Whew. Okay. One down. Forgot to fucking change your bullets. Oh shit, the 6 bullets in this gun's clip don't actually count towards the ones you have. That is sick. That is just sick, man. Bullshit. Please don't turn around to the last fucking... How she didn't see me there, I'm mind blown. I don't know where she's gonna fucking go from there. Just chill here for a sec. See, I'm gonna walk towards her and she's gonna fuck me just like she did a second ago. I'm gonna wait. I don't think she's gonna come in here. I think she's gonna... Yeah. Like that. Whew! Okay! The problem has been sorted, mate. Okay, so... There's been a change of plans. I wanted to wait I wanted to wait before I said what they are. Before I actually continue. I don't think there's any other items in here. But, those 2 enemies, you actually don't have to kill that one that I just killed. I could have just fully ran out the house. But, I wanted to kill her. Fuck it. Gotta get my killings in, you know? But, yeah, you could avoid that one. The only one that you truly had to kill was the first one. And what I would recommend to you or anyone else playing this difficulty is to just shoot her as soon as, the fight starts. The very first enemy, like after the cutscene. Because if you don't, you make the fight harder on yourself, honestly. The best time to shoot her is when she goes, "Wah!" You know, like how the enemies do that when they're like fully alerted to your presence. They'll like do this fucking "Wah!" and shit. That's the best time to shoot them because they actually give you time to shoot them. Like, if you wait till after that, their head's all over the ground like this, so fucking they become impossible to hit, and it's absolutely very annoying. But yeah, when they go, "Whoa," they're pretty telegraphed in their movements, so it gives you the best opportunity to hit them. And minor mistake I keep making actually is never let your stamina bar completely drop, because if you do, Sebastian is stuck in this like hobbling animation, and you actually move slower.
Some of them are still alive then.
Now I'm gonna book it the second this starts. Now, from what I can tell, is the actual consensus, the general consensus, for classic difficulty. This is what I see most people doing anyway. Is you want to avoid as much combat as you possibly can. Honestly, I find that's the best thing to do. And honestly, that's... because every fight is a risk, and it's so easy to fuck up every single fight, and when you die to like 1 to 2 hits, I actually made a mistake on my first death that I didn't even think about, which is that I didn't heal with the syringe as soon as I got it. The first syringe I picked up, I never healed with it, and that was my mistake, because the chick in the house actually killed me in 1 hit because of it. I was on low enough health to die in 1 hit. Now, if I had healed, she probably wouldn't have killed me in 1 hit. However, I'm honestly kind of glad that I restarted the fight, because now I still have the correct amount of health. Not that it really matters, because I ended up using the syringe. Also, I recommend killing both those 2 enemies that I just killed before you break open that window, because if you don't, the enemies will hear you break it, and then it just makes killing them that much harder. But yeah, I actually already used the syringe that I picked up from the beginning because I was scared that I would fuck up again. Which I recommend any of you guys do, like, because playing the intro again would just be brutal. So I would recommend healing. But if you're confident enough in your ability to not fuck it up, all the power to you, and don't use the syringe, because if you can just manage to get here, to this room that I'm breaking into currently, there's a coffee maker in here, which full heals you, so you actually don't have to use the syringe if you're good enough at the game. But I used it for you know, safety's sake, just in case I fucked up, because God knows I didn't want to play the intro again, holy shit. But, and another thing is that, shit, I was going to talk about health for a second there. Oh yeah, honestly, I had no problem using the syringe simply because if I took anything away from my first playthrough, it's that I literally did not craft 1 health item, not even 1, the entire game. So, that being said, I know I'm probably going to be sitting on a lot of health this game. Considering dying means getting sent back to whatever fucking save you had.
Don't come any closer.
Okay. You know, I think health isn't going to be an issue. Ammo's definitely more important. Can I please skip this? Can I please? Why can't I skip it?
See?
God damn it. Now, I made a vital decision during this playthrough.
You can lower your
When I first started, I even
announced
announced it. I told all you guys, I'm gonna fucking get all the collectibles, and it's gonna be just like my Akumu mode playthrough, and you guys are gonna love it. You're gonna be able to get all the collectibles while you're playing classic mode. Here's what I didn't think about. No one in the right fucking mind would want to get all the collectibles playing classic mode, let alone me. I don't know why it only let me skip that then. That was weird. But that being said, I've decided I'm not gonna go for all the collectibles. It'd be such a fucking pain in the ass. Like, I was even thinking that as I was saying it. I was like, oh man, I know I'm gonna fucking regret this. So, last minute decision, especially after that death, I was like, you know what? I'm probably gonna receive a lot more bullshit deaths if I go for all the collectibles. So, fuck that shit. Fuck it. I'm gonna exhaust this guy's dialogue because, pretty sure you don't have to do this. Mainly because I want the side quest. I don't know if I'm going to do the side quest yet. I'm undecided. I haven't deemed whether or not it's worth it, because I find the biggest challenge for your game plan for classic mode is deciding what you want to do and what you should do. Because what I like, it's like I said in the beginning, it's so conflicting. I want as many items as I possibly can get, but at the same time, I want to avoid as much conflict as possible. So, I don't want syringes on my quick tab. I do want bottles, however. Bottles are insanely useful. But, yeah, so, you know, I'm going to try and get as many items as I can, but if the risk is too great, I will just bypass everything. And that's, like I said, and I've used this term several times in this playthrough already, and I really got to stop saying it, but the general consensus is most people who I see play classic mode avoid as many fights as they can, even at the cost of sacrificing items. Because it just seems that like the risk of getting the items is greater than the reward for getting them. Now, if you're a god at the game, I don't think that's true. Like, if you're just so good that you know you could fucking murder anything and never make a mistake, like I said, all the power to you. Do whatever you want to do. But for people like me, where, like, I'm scared shitless of this file, and I know that if I die, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. Like, the rage and fury that will pour out of me is just not fucking worth it. So, what I'm gonna try to do for the most part, like, I'm gonna try and beat this file. I think I've decided. I'm gonna try and beat this file with, like, the bare minimum that I'm possibly able to beat it with. Because,
Looks pretty far away.
yeah, I don't wanna have any bullshit deaths. Like, the less I die, the better, because that's what ultimately kills me in these types of challenges. If there's too much bullshit, like if I bullshit die and get sent back like 3 fucking chapters, shit like that, like repeatedly, it's gonna just make me like fucking loathe this game, not want anything to fucking do with it, that type of deal. But I think I've developed a little bit of a strategy here. I think I have a game plan. The closest thing to me right now is the shotgun. Oh, I didn't want to click on the bodies. No!
Why?
Is the zombie gonna see me? Ooh, okay, we're good. He didn't see me. Good. Now we can sneak up and fucking murder him. Now we can sneak up and fucking murder him. But, yeah, you could either go for the crossbow right now or the shotgun. There's no real order in which you should do that. But I decide I want the shotgun a little more than the crossbow, because the shotgun, not only do you find more ammo for it more often, but it's just the nicest thing to have. Like, with the crossbow, I find the bolts are a lot more valuable than the than shotgun shells. And by the way, quick, I'm gonna segue off that conversation for a minute because I just want to talk about bodies like this. There are tons of bodies like this around the city and throughout the whole game, really. And they're alive. Like, if I were to shoot him right now, he would get up and try to fuck me. But if you just leave him the fuck alone, like, you could even touch him. Like look how close I am to him, and he won't get up. And that's how they all are, for the most part. There's only a few bodies in the game where if you get really close to them, they're scripted to wake up and you know, fuck your shit. But most of them are like that, where you just cannot agitate them unless you shoot them. And in classic mode, there is zero reason to do that, because it's not like you're getting goo out of it. So all those bodies, you want to leave the fuck alone. But I'm just letting you know that, like, most of those bodies, if you've played the game already, which you would have had to unlock classic difficulty, the ones you know that don't get up, like, you don't have to fear them. It's, you can even fight, like, you could, like, be fucking firing off your gun, guns blazing, like, explosions and shit going on. They still won't wake up. So, no worries about those enemies. Just to let you know. But anyways, as I was saying, I'm placing a little more priority on the shotgun because, like I said, you find ammo for it more often, so therefore it's more cost-effective to get it first, because in the few times that you're going to need it, it's more helpful than the crossbow, in the sense that, yeah, the crossbow is just as powerful, if not more powerful than the shotgun, but the bolts are so fucking valuable, you don't want to waste them in areas where you know you don't have to. Whereas the shotgun is just a nice little tool to get out of a sticky situation. Because if an enemy's right in your fucking face and he's about to fuck your shit, the handgun kind of sucks. It's easy to miss. Oftentimes they won't flinch from being shot. You can't depend on that one bullet to end them. With a shotgun, very different story. You'll blow him the fuck back. It may not kill him, but you'll get him the fuck away from you. And maybe even knock him down and be able to stomp him, finish him off with a stomp kill. You know, stuff like that. The shotgun's just amazing as a get-off-me tool, which is often going to be the case. Like, there's definitely going to be panic shells fired off into their numbskulls. That is for true. That's for true. But, yeah, I figure let's get this part out of the way real quick. All that's down here of value is the shotgun and a couple other items here and there. And it's not that hard to deal with this part either, assuming I don't fuck it up. Here's hoping I don't fuck it up. This chick terrifies me. One mistake and it's all over. And what really sucks about this enemy is she takes 2 stealth hits, which fucking sucks. So after the first stealth hit, what you're gonna want to do is run the fuck away from her as fast as possible. Kind of like I'm not doing right now. Run! She's gonna follow you. Trust in that. Now what I'm gonna do is completely run the fuck away. To the point where I'm not even in the room anymore. She shouldn't follow you this far. She shouldn't even come in the room, really. Unless I got away from her too slow. Which it doesn't look like I did, otherwise she would have followed me. And we want her to reset. So now we could just go back in and do the same thing. Just sneak kill her again. I find sneak killing this enemy is the best way to handle her because she's a prick. Plain and simple. She's a bullet sponge. She takes 1,000,000 fucking shots to kill, and she's awful. You never want to shoot those enemies unless you absolutely have to, which in most cases you don't. There's only one point in the game, I think, where you have to kill her with bullets, and it's when you're in that it's when you enter the marrow for the second time. This is the first time you enter the marrow, but this time is completely optional. I don't know which way she paths here, so I'm actually just going to chill and wait until the opportune moment. But, yeah, the second time you enter the marrow is when you have to, like, it's part of the story. You have to go through the marrow to advance the plot. And there's a fight where you turn the power on and it wakes up all the enemies around you and they all come at you, and you got to wait for the door to unlock. And, there's one in that sequence that you have to fight, and it's unavoidable. So, at that part, it's tricky. What's also really annoying about these chicks is they don't take too kindly to like the shock bolts or the smoke bolts. They don't work the same as they do on the regular enemies. It's not like a free kill like it would be on a regular enemy. Like, for regular enemies, when you smoke bolt or shock bolt them, that's it. Now, I actually think if I had taken a second longer there, she would have turned around. It's a good fucking thing that I didn't. Thank Christ. Alright, so that's it for her. She's dead. Moving on. Boom! Took a little long, but hey, I'm more than willing to take a little long if it means, that I'm for sure getting through that shit, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying, guys? Boxes are your best friends. Give me that shit! I'll eat it up! Alright, I got fucking 76 gunpowder? Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot! That's a pretty decent amount. I love the way this guy's fucking beating him up against the wall. Looks so funny. He's just ragdolling him around the room. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. So, I actually didn't realize how long we've been going. Part 1 is going to be quite large, but I think that's fine, honestly. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to end it right now, but, because I want the parts to be decently long. But, by the way, if you happen to not choose to do it the way I did and you went for the crossbow first, opening this door, complete fucking waste of a shock bolt. There's absolutely no point in doing it. Because you could just crawl through the hole that you came from if you, don't want to, you know, open that door. Which, like I said, complete fucking waste of a shock bolt. Because it's a completely optional door. It just helps you get through that room faster. Otherwise, there's no point. And the enemies that are going to be on the other side that spawn, because there's going to be 2 guys that break out of the elevator, we're not even going to fight them. We're just going to run past them. Because you never have to come back to this area ever again. So there's absolutely no point in killing them or wasting any resources. But here is what we came down here for. Our prized possession, our beauty. The shotgun, baby. Yes, let's go.
I'll
Boom.
take it.
I will take that shit. I agree, Sebastian. I agree. But that's going to be it. That's going to be part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a pretty decent place to stop. Oh, fuck. I didn't press the map. You liar. But, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That's part 1 of Classic Mode. I'm going to record the next part right now, because I can't save. I can't turn the game off, so I have to keep playing. But, I'm on to record part 2. But if you guys enjoyed, definitely stick around. Stay tuned for more, because we're going to be covering the entire game on Classic difficulty. And, if you enjoyed, definitely leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, guys. I'm trying to cover everything in all the Evil Within 2. This is one of my favorite game series ever. I covered almost all of the first game on my channel. I have multiple playthroughs of the first game and multiple guides, and I plan to give this game the same treatment. So if that kind of thing interests you, and if you like my content, like I said, I would really appreciate a subscription. It would really help me out. Anyways, guys, not going to drag that on too long. That was part 1. And I will definitely see you. I'd like to do the rock thing where I raise one eyebrow and raise the other one, but I can only cock my right eyebrow. I can't cock anyone. Just my face won't allow it. Can't help it. In the next one. So have a good one, guys. Take care.